Hey guys, it's your boy Chris, and welcome back to Age of the Geek podcast. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, almost full like Spidey nerd, and I am very excited to talk to you about Disney Plus's new animated show, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Let's get into it. All right, I'm back again, guys, with Nate this week. Nate, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. You know how it is.
Yes, sir. It's another Monday till it's Friday. Is all it is. I mean, for you, it's Friday. For me, it's Thursday, but we don't got to talk about it. Now, first off, before we say anything, I know you've watched the Spider-Man show. So far, how are you liking it?
Pretty surprised, pleasantly surprised that it's exceeded my expectations. Let's just say I had low expectations coming into it.
Me too.
Right?
I saw the animation's a little.
I like the animation. You know, it was just some of the changes I heard they made, which made me not want to watch it. Then you convinced me to watch it, and I've been blown away.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Now, before we keep going, I have one thing I want to say to any other Spider-Man fans out there, and I know there's a lot of you who probably may watch this video. Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man, and I'm not going to hear any arguments about it. You can't fight me on it. Nate, I'm talking to you too. I don't want to hear it. Tobey is the best Spider-Man.
I agree with you.
That's why you're my brother. Unfortunately not, but actually, exactly. He's the best. Got the best music. He's got the best action. That man was knocking Doc Ock out. I'm sorry. That's a whole other video I can get onto. I may use that for Throwback Thursdays. But okay. So I think the animation is pretty good. I think it looks very much like a comic book, which I do enjoy. Kind of like similar to the Into the Spider-Verse movies. How theirs is a bit more like a comic book, like the choppy. Except this one's very smooth, but it like the art is very like I don't know. It kind of looks. It is, and it looks like.
It sort of looks like the old like Captain America comics.
Yep. It looks like 60s like Silver Era Marvel comics, and I think that looks good. Obviously, it's not. Yes, it does, and the voice actors are not the same, which is fine because it's not Tom Holland. Because it's not Tom Holland Spider-Man. I think, it's not, but it kind of is at the same time, and we'll get into that in just a second. But first thing I want to talk about was that a symbiote Doctor Strange was fighting? Because it kind of looked, it had to,
it totally did look like it.
Honestly, after rewatching it, it almost looked like an ant symbiote, but also kind of like Kraven the Hunter because of the fur. But
it sort of looked like a symbiote on a freaking alien xenomorph.
Oh, I just had a thought of a symbiote on an actual xenomorph, and
scary.
That would scare me. Oh no, we don't need to put that out in the world. Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do that. But I would like to say about Doctor Strange. His mustache looked like really long nose hairs coming straight out of his nose.
Okay. Well, as someone whose mustache kind of looks like that too, until my
it does not. All right, his looked coming straight out of his nose, like two long.
I thought it looked good. He looked good.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did. No. Come on, it was great. But he actually the art for him also looked good. He looked a lot like his. To be honest, I think they're doing a lot of the 60s style Silver Comics art because the way he looked like his original version. I agree. The blue shirt, the orange gloves that had the speckles on the arms. I'm out of focus. I've also really enjoyed that. I also enjoyed his he was using that spell that he said was unbreakable, and the symbiote just breaks through. He's like, well, I'm not using this spell again.
Yeah, exactly.
That was funny. Great. I wish they'd add that into the Doctor Strange movies. I almost said Doctor Who. I wish they would add that into the Doctor Strange movies. That would have been funny. Just I have this impenetrable spell. That's not how you say it. And just, it was funny.
It was great.
It was. And I like the part with the whole building slowly turning upside down, the cape grabbing the kid, and he's just standing on his spell. That was cool looking.
It's very Doctor Strange. I'll say
It
that whole
is.
sequence. Obviously, it was Doctor Strange because
Yeah. Well, yes, but it was. Yes, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
It was very magic-y. For a Spider-Man show, it was very magic first thing, and I actually did enjoy it. My question is, where did he come from? Because was it like an alternate universe Doctor Strange? Was it their universe Doctor Strange? What was with the symbiote? Also the spider dropping out of the portal that was just in the air for the longest time for some reason.
Exactly.
It didn't look like it was. Yeah, where'd the spider come from?
Yeah, where'd the spider come from? Why did the spider have the powers to make Spider-Man?
Yeah, because usually it's been a science experiment.
Yeah, exactly. There's been some sort of explanation, and now we have no explanation.
I know, which I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like because it's new. It's something new. We never had something like that before. I mean, it's kind of like the whole. I think it would be cool if they had something similar to like the Flash's, like Barry Allen's Flash, where he becomes the lightning bolt that struck him when he first got his powers because he was always going to be the Flash. It was like a constant in the universe, something like that. But so like, there's always supposed to be Spider-Man. But
totally wouldn't be like a Miles Morales thing. It wasn't supposed to be his spider.
It could be interesting if it was a spider from another dimension meant for another Peter or another spider person, and instead they got that one. That'd be interesting.
It is an interesting thought.
Yes. Now, on to the next point is, and you and I have differing opinions on this. Mm-hmm. The first suit of his.
Okay.
With the blue, like the red mask with the eyes that move for some reason. Mm-hmm. The blue, like almost hockey jersey looking spider shirt, and his whole apparatus, Levi Ackerman Attack on Titan apparatus of a web slinging, right?
Now, I will say, right, the web slinging thing was
I like that.
Interesting. It's very ingenuitive, I believe
it
is
is.
The word. Now, the only thing I wish they would have shown us is how he came up with the web fluid. Because I always love seeing how each Spider-Man does that.
Me too. We saw it in, well, except for Toby, because he's the GOAT. He doesn't need that.
Yeah,
we saw it with Andrew. He stole his, not stole, he
procured it through the internet.
He procured. He took it from Oscorp, but you know,
he took just one, right?
And then he perfected it. So you know, can they really be mad at that if he perfected their serum or whatever it was? And then he made it better, and he made it electrified, whatever. And then you know, we had Tom's where we saw him make some in Homecoming, and it was like too much, and so we saw them make it. This one, I agree. They could have shown him making it, maybe, or like a very quick montage, instead of just gets bit by the spider, passes out. 3 months later, Spider-Man. They could have shown it a little bit, but at the same time, like I said, it's a very Tom Holland, not Tom Holland Spider-Man, because we didn't get that for Tom Holland. We just saw him make some instead of at the beginning figuring out how to make it. In his movie, we just saw him make some extra. But I'll also say, if in the first episode, right, there was a couple of those scenes that were straight from like Captain America: Civil War. That scene where he's stopping a van from hitting the side of a bus, and he catches the car and it lands in the bus a bit.
Yep.
That entire sequence was from Captain America: Civil War. That's that viral video that Tony Stark showed him to be like, hey, you're the Bug Kid, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But instead of Tony Stark, this time it was Osborn.
I know. And I don't know how to feel about that, because Osborn is, you know, the Green Goblin. He's as bad as the Joker to Batman with Spider-Man. Yeah. He's evil. And the comics currently, I don't know what they're doing. They made him a good guy, but it's not going to last long.
So far, I'm really liking. So far,
he's a cool dude.
Osborn and Harry. Yeah, I'm liking.
So far, he's a nice person, and it's weirding me out. Like, he shows up. That whole like sitting on the. I'm not gonna lie. I was freaking out a little bit when they did that whole sequence of, again, straight for Captain America: Civil War, where he's walking up to his apartment. That entire sequence in that episode was pulled straight from Captain America: Civil War. When he walked in and they showed it was Norman Osborn instead of Tony Stark sitting there with his Aunt May, I freaked out because my first thought was they killed Aunt May episode 1. That's crazy because it's Norman Osborn. But no, he was nice. He offered him an internship.
Yep.
Now, Lonnie.
Oh,
we like
Lonnie.
Lonnie's great.
Lonnie's awesome.
Lonnie's awesome. We hope he doesn't end up being evil because he's a side character they're putting a lot of focus onto, with him going home, being in like a troubled area and a lot of police and whatnot.
And being nice to Peter.
I know.
Peter has a human
being a jock that's
friends.
actually nice to a geek.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Getting other jocks to be nice.
Right? We like Lonnie. Let's hope he doesn't end up evil.
Ever. Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing bad can happen to Lonnie.
No, definitely not.
No. Yeah, no. But episode 1 was good though. There wasn't a lot. I don't have a lot of topic points for episode 1 just because it was.
It went by fast.
It went by fast, but it was also like some world building. It's just starting off with how he got his powers, meaning Yuki. We like Yuki. She's cool. Probably bi, maybe, possibly.
I think either bi or maybe pan. I think that's another
something like that.
That
one of them things. But it was a good episode. We got how he became Spider-Man ish. His suit, which I actually like. I've always liked like first suits. Toby's is still the best because he just put on a shicey mask and spray painted a t-shirt and went to war. I said went to war. He gunned his dude down instantly. But episode 1 was good. Here. All right, now on to episode 2, right?
Yep.
Another very good episode. Starting off with the Osborn internship, right?
Introduced a lot of characters.
It did introduce a lot of characters. For instance, I don't think you know who this is because I asked you about it when you watched it at my house.
I know who it is now. I know who Amadeus Cho is now.
Amadeus Cho, and he is just as annoying in the show as he is in the comics. He's so Only difference is he's tall now, right? And in the comics, he's about my height, and I'm not tall. King. Hey, I'm not short. I said he was my height. What you trying to say? Stop laughing. I can't see you, but I can hear you. But that's not funny. No, but no, he's just he's like so egotistical, full of himself. Like I guarantee he's one of those guys. He stands in the mirror and just, I'm looking sexy today. Yeah, no, he's
such a narcissistic.
He is, but he's also one of the
super smart,
like top 10 smartest people in the entire Marvel universe as far as the comics go. I mean, in the comics, he doesn't steal the Iron Spider armor like he did in the Ultimate Spider-Man show. He just looked at it, figured it out, and made his own, and even became Hulk for a long time, but kept his intellect, which was weird because I think he had a gun, like a gamma gun. Smartest man, one of the smartest men in the world, and he had a gamma gun.
He does stupid things.
He does stupid things because a lot of the smart guys in Marvel do stupid things. Reed Richards. Yes, no, Amadeus was annoying. I like the other two. The girl from Wakanda, she's cute. She's very funny. Asking where's everyone from, and they're all like New York, and she says Wakanda. Everybody from around the world. I like that. That was funny. The other girl, I don't remember her name. I don't think she's a character in Spider-Man. Maybe. Like I said, I'm a geek, not a nerd. Nerds are deeper. Now, we do have to talk about Kurt Connors, or in the show, Carla Connors.
Yeah, that threw me off.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the gender bend.
Gender bend, race swap, but...
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I will withhold judgment until after her character develops some more.
Yeah, like with Norman, they made him, they race swapped him. Like,
it sort of
he's
works.
Gonna be evil.
It sort of works.
I mean, he's gonna be evil anyway. So, plus he's gonna be green at some point, so it doesn't matter. Or he's either gonna be covered in green or he will be green because Ultimate Spider-Man, he was a green monster. Regular Spider-Man, he just wears a lot of green and purple. But with her, she walked in, I'm like, why does that lady only got one arm? And then they said, Dr. Connors. I went, where? Is he behind her? Like, why they got two one-armed people? What's up with that? I was confused at first, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll do, if they do season 2, which I hope they do season 2, because so far it's really good. Maybe if they do a season 2, they'll introduce Lizard. They might introduce her into this one, but
I will say though, in the Miles Spider-Man, right? They did make Doc Ock female as well. Remember?
Yes, there is an alternate universe where Doc Ock was female. There's been a lot of alternate universe stuff, so I guess with alternate universe they can have some changes like that, so that they can, as long as it's not like, hey, this is Marvel Universe 616, the main universe. Then that's not how that works, because main universe is all But moving on to like the rest of the episode, he had to fight that dude with the fire gauntlets.
Yeah, that arsonistic weirdo.
Who was what Spider-Man was like, I gotta make sure there's nobody else in here. I'll deal with you in a second. The guy's like, I'm not a monster. I made sure it was an empty building. And he starts talking about, I was paid a lot of money to burn down the building on this street.
Sir, goes, I hate to correct you, but
you in the wrong building. And the guy goes, it was breaking down anyway. It deserved to be burned down. I mean, man, that was pure, that was pure Spider-Man right there. The bad guy being like, crap, I did the wrong thing. And that was, I like that. That was funny.
Now, I do want to point out, right, before Spider-Man went after that arson, right, he was at the internship, right? And he went to a stairwell in Oscorp, right? And changed in a stairwell in Oscorp.
Yes.
A place notoriously high security.
Surely nothing will happen from that. Surely he found the one stairwell with no cameras. Surely. We'll get to that in a second. The pet shop scene with Spider Dog, and that was a good scene. That was that whole sequence with him fighting the dude with fire gauntlets. That was pure Spider-Man right there.
Picking up the fish afterwards.
Yes.
Yep.
And it was, I keep saying it was pure Spider-Man because it was purely, he's messing with the bad guy. The bad guy is full on, I'm going to try to burn him to death. And he's like, grab the dog, grab the fish. Oh no, the bird's about to get eaten by the snake. Let's not do that. Yeah. It was it a bird? I forget. But no, it was, I think it was a bird. It was, I really, really, really did enjoy that scene. It was, I keep saying pure Spider-Man, but I can't say anything else. It was pure.
It was the essence of Spider-Man.
It was the essence of Spider. Yes.
And I would like to point out, right, how he has great quips when he's Spider-Man, right?
And thwips.
But then whenever he's Peter, he's so awkward. He don't know how to say nothing.
No. And you know what? Again, that's pure Spider-Man right there. That's people have said that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man ruined the image of Peter Parker, which I get because they made him too awkward. But as someone who grew up, from 2001 on, I get it. That awkwardness doesn't go away sometimes, even when you get older. I completely get it. But Peter Parker is supposed to be this geeky, know-it-all, awkward nerd. That's what he is. The reason he was hated, and not hated, but the reason he got picked on a bunch in the comics wasn't because he was just a geek. It's because he was a know-it-all. He would correct people all the time, and he wasn't as egotistical as Amadeus Cho, but he was always trying to be the smartest guy in the room, and it, made some people, Flash, a little bit mad. But, yeah. Now, with that fire guy, right?
Yep.
The symbol on his tech was that almost looked like an 8 or an infinity loop. I'm not sure what that's from. I've read a lot of Spider-Man comics. I've spent a year reading Amazing Spider-Man 1 to whenever I caught up, it was like 2017, 2018. So like from 1 to 800, right? I read all of them because I was bored and had nothing else to do. But I don't think I've seen that symbol before. So not exactly sure what it could be.
I had a few theories. They were proven wrong.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I know what it is now because I've seen the episodes, but
I know what it is now.
When I watched it, yes. And no, actually, knowing what it is now, it still doesn't make sense. But maybe they'll explain it, maybe not.
Yeah. I thought when I saw it, my first brain was like, "Is that an Oscorp tag or something?"
Like Osborn, because it looked like O's. Yeah.
Yeah. I was afraid Osborn burn some stuff.
When Peter was at the internship with all the others, there was that kind of annoying, older, egotistical doctor that's slouched over the whole time. He's
insufferable.
Carl O'Connor said it best. He's one of those people that, everything is a competition and he has to be the best. And I hate this. I've worked people like that. I work with somebody like that. And
I bet him and Cho will get along.
Probably, because Cho just thinks he is the best at everything. So there's no competition because he already won. But yeah. Now, when Peter gets called into Norman Osborn's office, he'd been asking throughout the episode to that slouching egotistical doc. I don't remember his name, so we're gonna call him Slouchy. When he was asking Slouchy, like, "Hey, Mr. Osborn asked me to come up there. Where do I go?" And Slouchy was being like, "You're not important. Stop trying to act like you are." When he finally got called up there by security, as he was walking through the corridor to the front doors from the elevator, they had to his left, whichever side that is for y'all, the picture of Norman Osborn and Captain America shaking hands, right?
Oh, I love that picture.
I did too, so cool. Right? That picture, Cap that looked like his, I swear that was his Avengers Age of Ultron suit. Maybe. Or something like that. It was either he or Avengers 2 suit. The very blue with the things around the sides of the star. So it wasn't Infinity War, but I think it was Avengers 2. But I was like, they've had the scenes from Tom Holland's Spider-Man, right? They have MCU Cap and some other stuff that we'll talk about. That it's like this show is just adjacent from the MCU, but they're adding stuff. It's like it's a universe to the right of the MCU, and it's
barely like branching.
And it's barely different. The only difference, Spider-Man, because instead of joining the others in Civil War, he's not there, which we'll get into for the next episode. But no, I don't know. It's interesting seeing how it's still showing stuff from the MCU, showing Captain America wearing his MCU outfit. It's got the scenes from Peter from Civil War. So I don't know. I thought it was going to be completely separate from the MCU, but it seems like they've tied it in, but barely. It's like a slip knot in a way. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was a very good episode. At the end of the episode, though, that stairwell. That stairwell had a private.
May I?
Go ahead.
It had Osborn's personal private hidden camera.
Yup.
Right? That no one else sees.
Mm-hmm.
Because he apparently has those around his building. Yeah. Everywhere.
He's got eyes everywhere, and they don't even know it.
So now Osborn knows.
The last thing we see in that episode is him being Norman Osborn standing up to the window, looking out and thinking, this is my world and I shall rule it. Maybe not this Norman Osborn. Regular Norman Osborn would have been thinking, I'm going to rule this world or break it. This one seemed to just be deep in, I don't know, stock thoughts. Turns that monitor around and goes, so what's this, Peter? What happened here? So you Spider-Man? Okay. Yeah, so that was the end of episode 2. For the first 2 episodes, I thought they were very good. It definitely made me want to watch the rest, and I have been watching the rest. I will watch the new episodes tonight. I think they've been very interesting as far as like the story they're showing. I was very loosely weaved into the MCU. The side characters are good. We still love Lonnie. He's a great character. We still don't want him to be bad. Right, Nate?
Correct.
Yeah, we love Lonnie, and he's a great character. We don't want him to go bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Please.
But yes, I very much enjoyed it. And the good thing is, with new episodes coming out every Wednesday, I will never be sad because they come out like 3 at a time now for some reason, which is fine with me. That's an hour and a half of Spider-Man every Wednesday night. And I do love that because I just watched all the Spider-Man movies. So I've been needing some new Spider-Man. But yes, I enjoyed it. Nate, it seems like you've been enjoying it. Final thoughts for the second episode?
More.
Yes, more. The good thing is we got more here. All right, guys. So that was episodes 1 and 2 of Disney Plus's new animated show for the Neighborhood Spider-Man. I have been really enjoying it, if I could talk. Nate has been enjoying it. We'll be watching every episode as they come out, and we'll be making episodes on this podcast for those episodes 2 at a time because they've been coming out a lot. Next time, we're going to be talking about episodes 3 and 4. I hope you all have a very good day. Stay friendly. Have a good one.
Bye.